Yeah.
We're sitting here in the Oblet Mission Development Office in Inchicore looking out at children playing, and it's very calm and peaceful.
Yeah.
And I have with me Gassner Joint, who is the provincial of Haiti, and you're very welcome. Would you like to tell us a little about your mission?
Okay. Thank you, Paul, for welcoming me in your office. It's wonderful to be here in Ireland, in Dublin, a beautiful country with nice people. And as Paul just said, my name is Gassner Joint, Oblet Provincial of Haiti. And that's what I've been doing since 6 years, and I'm finishing now. In June, we will have a new provincial, as I like to say, and everything will be new. We will have a new president, we will have a new bishop, new Archbishop of Port-au-Prince, and soon we will have a new provincial. So Haiti will start again to live.
It's a resurrection.
A resurrection, yeah.
Okay. When we say Haiti in here, this part of the world, we think of that Tuesday at 5 o'clock on January 12th, was it, last year?
Yes.
Where were you then? What happened?
Yeah, I was in my office, in my provincial office, with 3 young oblets. I was receiving them, talking to them, when the house began shaking. And they asked, what is it? And all I said, it's an earthquake. I did not want them to be afraid, because I thought I was reassuring them when I told them it was an earthquake, because in Haiti we are not used to big earthquake. We used to have small one, but this was the biggest one we have ever seen, we have ever experiencing in our lifetime, you know. And when it became stronger and stronger, so we were afraid, and everybody in the provincial house found their way out, and we heard many people screaming, crying, and we understood that it was very, very catastrophic what was happening. Yeah.
I think you said before that you thought everybody in Haiti was dead at that moment, including yourself.
Yeah. I thought I was going to die. It was that everyone was going to die, and many people said they believed it was the end of the world. And what I could see was fear in everybody's eyes, and then anybody crying, looking for the children or for the mother, for the father. We went down on the street with another priest, and what we saw was dust everywhere, and people with blood all over their faces, all over the bodies. It was very terrific scene at that moment. Yeah.
And you went to look for people you loved?
Yeah, another father and me, we went downtown to the House of Theology for Religious, and that is where we saw that one of our scholastic were killed in the earthquake, as many others who were attending a lecture on this day, and many seminarians also attending this lecture. And we met other fathers from the major seminary who told us that many seminarians were killed at the major seminary. And we went for our families, because our families live in Port-au-Prince, and they were okay, but we found so many people dead, so many people wounded, and so many people suffering in the street, that it was a very sad, terrible experience.
How many, there were people homeless, and apart from all the people who were killed, so many have no homes, they're in tents.
Yeah. Many people still live in tents nowadays, and the government have started to move many of them from tents to temporarily house, and because now the aftershock period is over, according to the experts, and the government can begin to rebuild the country, to build houses, to accommodate people. Many administrative offices have been built yet, but there is still much to do for the country to.
And the world has been generous. I think it had a great effect on the consciences of people, and they helped. And
Yeah.
I know you thanked the people of Inchicore in the churches at the weekend.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just in Inchicore, everywhere.
Yeah.
So there now is presumably a big fund ready to be reused for the rebuilding of Haiti. And what would you think are the most important things to do now?
Okay. The main purpose of my visit in Dublin actually is to thank the Irish people, the Anglo-Irish province, and all the people, the organization like the Oblate Mission Development Office, who contributed to help us cope with that situation. And the contribution of Ireland was so generous, so substantial, that we thought that someone might come from Haiti to say personally thank you on behalf of the Oblate, on behalf of Haiti. And it was a great thing to experience the international solidarity, international concern. Ireland and Australia, the US, France, many countries helped us. And we could cope with the situation. But now, I think what we need is to decentralize the country, because if the people could stay in their hometown to receive service, social services, we wouldn't have so many people in Port-au-Prince at that time, and we would have less people dead. And the Oblate, we want to be part of that reconstruction, of that decentralization. We want to build school in other areas other than Port-au-Prince, so that the people can get access to education, the people can get work. And I think that when we have school somewhere and it's related to job creation and related to many other things, that will keep the people in place. Yeah.
So people moved to Port-au-Prince, they emigrated for work from their home place, and then they fled from it. And now they're there, and there's a chance to put them back and put roots down in their own place. But the schools, you're saying, are the key to that.
Yes. I think it's one of the priority of the government, of the new government. Both of the candidates said they want the people to stay home, to stay where they have, to have work there, so that the country is decentralized. And we Oblate, what we can do to help that, we will do it.
What is the relationship between church and state?
We have a good relationship. Historically, the church has always been part of play a significant role in the life of the people. And the church, recently the government said that we have to follow the example of the church. The church has given a very good example of solidarity, very good example of creativeness. We are not afraid to do what we can do to get the situation going. And we have had very good relationship. And both of the candidates, I think they will want to continue to work with us.
And we have to wait a couple of weeks for the results of the election.
The result, it's going to be at the end of this month, or at the beginning of next month.
What sort of things are they promising? Or what are sort of things if I get into government, this is what I will do? Are there any significant things in that you are excited by?
Yeah, very significant thing. First of all, one of them promised to move everybody from the tents to accommodation, to new accommodation, and both of them promised that education will be free for the children, and it's written in our constitution, but it's not being done yet, and I think it's a good thing if they can do that. And they promise job creation, they promise reforestation, because it's very important for Haiti. We have lost many trees. Haiti in the past was a green country. Now it has become a brown country, and they want to work in that area. I think that's what people love, both of them, and I think any one of them who will become president can do something for the country. Haiti used to be a tourist destination, and nowadays there are tourists who come to Haiti without knowing that they are in Haiti. For example, we have beautiful places like Labadie or Port Morgan. Actually, Port Morgan is a tourist name for Île à Vache.
Yeah.
People come there without knowing that they are in Haiti. Yeah. And they don't want to make publicity for Haiti now. And I think it's a challenge for us, for the government, so that Haiti could recover that characteristic that she had in the past, tourist attraction. And I feel that people abroad love Haiti. They want to see Haiti come back to life again, and it stimulates us to the efforts that it takes to.
You've had such a hard time as a people. You had Papa Doc and his son, you know, with all of that terrible time of fear.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
And you had hurricanes, and they might come back,
yeah.
but hopefully you had the earthquake, and now you're rebuilding, and maybe an end to corruption and new ideas, and above all, maybe the money to do it and the jobs to do it. It could be a great time.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a very challenging time. It will take long to have a new country as we want it, but I think it was the sacrifice that everyone has to do. We have to do the sacrifice that it takes to rebuild the country.